I'm modifying this an Xbox One controller for a guy that has muscular dystrophy, and I thought it might be cool to personalize it and put his name, laser etch his name onto it. So I gotta try to figure out how to hold this in the laser cutter to etch it. I don't know if I'm gonna have to take it apart and just put the faceplate in, or if I can do the whole thing. It would be really convenient if I could just hold the whole thing in there and etch it. This is the donor controller, so let's figure it out. How to laser etch an Xbox One controller. This is the controller, this is the inside of the laser, this is the bed that came with the laser, and putting it up on here is going to be too high up. Maybe if I took this faceplate off I could put it down on there. You can take this spacer out, and even then it's still too high. So I gotta take this whole bed out and figure out a way to hold it. I really want to just do this edge, so I even have to hold it kind of at an angle, I think. And there's a million ways we could do this, but I think, well, let's try some stuff and see. Got my Finalizing here, which I absolutely love, and I think we'll be able to use it to hold this thing at the right angle. Alright, I've got it smashed in there. Oh, that's still too high. That's still gonna hold it too high. The problem is the base to the Finalizing is too tall. I could probably rig a different base, but I'm just not gonna screw with that for right now. We'll just find another way to do it. I need it about, let me get my magical focus measurer. I need it about there. How can I hold it? Maybe I can just wedge something under it. About that high. I should really come up with a more elegant solution to this if I'm going to do this more often, but I don't know if I'll do it more often. Here's just the face. And if I'm gonna do here, I need to be about that far away. I don't know if that's any better at all. Maybe that's low enough for the Finalizing though. Let's get the lowest face there. Oh, that may work on the bed. Let's throw the bed back in there and see. Oh, just too high. Just barely too high. So here is our alternative. We're going to try helping hands. And that's perfect. So if I line that up like that, and make sure that my hose doesn't hit this, then we should be able to laser etch on that surface. So let's do that. I need to keep that out of the way. Hopefully we should be engraving here. Here we go. All right, we have a successful engrave. Looking at this engrave, I would say that we need to maybe reduce the power That's awful deep. But it looks good. Let's put this guy's name on his faceplate before I reassemble it. Okay, I've made Trey's name in this cool looking font. I've got it the size that I want it, placed on the bed the way I want it. I've got my power down to 30% this time instead of 50%. And I've got my controller in place. So let's etch this. Now this is, again, this is just this sacrificial controller. And we'll etch this to see how it turns out. So here's how it turned out. I think it looks pretty cool. It needed to be cleaned off whenever I was done. There was some char on it. But I think it looks pretty cool. And I think Trey will like it too. Might put it in between. That was 50%, that was 30%. I don't know. I think it's really cool. So let's do his controller. So here's Trey's controller. I've got holes drilled and switches installed, and I'm going to be mounting this kind of permanently on the thing, so let's put Trey's name on here before it goes on permanently. So there's Trey's controller. It needs to be cleaned off a little bit. There's some funk on there. You can see the angle really messed up the Y a little bit, but luckily this font is so weird and kind of stretched out that hopefully it looks okay. Now I would think if I was going to do a bunch of these, I would make a rig to hold them perfectly straight, like a fixture, so that I could repeat it and hold them perfectly straight. I think this is pretty cool. I think I like it. Okay, you know what? I take that back. Here is the original one I did, the sacrificial, and I think that looks good. Here's Trey's, and I don't think it looks good enough. So I'm gonna pull a sacrificial one from the pile to give to Trey and try to get a cleaner version. I like that one better. If that didn't say laser, I'd just give him that one. That was just too off. This will go into the pile to be parts if I need them. All right. There's the final one. Looks beautiful. Looks absolutely beautiful. I hope Trey likes it. And compare that to like the demo one or the failed one. Look at that Y. That's all derpy. So there's the bad one. Here's the good one. Yay! See you next time.